Introducing Cool Runnings, a water-cooled SLI configured PC catered towards multitasking and of course gaming that is made from second-hand parts as well as a few new parts. There is no real reason behind this PC other than I just wanted to make a water-cooled editing or streaming capable computer revolving around the behemoth that is the 3960X CPU. Let's take a quick run through of all the parts I found for this build. For the CPU, as previously mentioned, is the 3960X 6-core 12-threaded beast on the LGA 2011 socket which should handle multitasking well, especially once overclocked. GPU wise, I managed to find two EVGA Hydro Copper 3GB GTX 780s which will hopefully handle the gaming side of things. The motherboard was tricky to find, so all the way from Spain is the Asus Rampage 4 Formula Edition that supports the SLI GPUs and also allows me to overclock the CPU. For RAM, I have 4GB sticks of Corsair Vengeance DDR3 rated at a nice and quick 2400MHz which should cover most tasks. Storage wise, I found a 240GB OCZ Vertex 3 SSD for OS and current project files, and also a 2TB Hitachi Distar 7200rpm for games and extra project files. For cooling, I have two 240mm radiators, plus all the usual gear such as a reservoir, pump, CPU block and fittings and tubing for an awesome water cooling setup. Power is going to be supplied by an Antec high current gamer 850W semi-modular power supply, which will cover the power draw for this entire system even once overclocked. A case to support all this gear was going to be hard to track down, so I bought new the Thermaltake Core V51 full-sized ATX case, which will do the job nicely. Let's move on to the build time-lapse. Benchmarks are up next, where I tested this system at 1080p and turned most in-game settings up. I managed to squeeze an extra 50MHz over the GPU's boost clock to bring it to 1173MHz and an extra 150MHz on the memory to bring it to 3150MHz. I overclocked the CPU to 4.7 GHz at 1.34 volts stable, which resulted in a score of 1208 in Cinebench. I also put the CPU through my 1 minute Battlefield 4 1080p 60fps render test, which resulted in a time of 208. If you want to see the full render test video, the link is in the description, and in the description of that video is the times and links to every PC I've built on this channel. Temperature wise, the GPU's idled at 35 degrees and peaked at 60 degrees after running Unigine Heaven 4.0 on the extreme setting for an hour. The CPU idled at 40 degrees and reached a maximum of 66 degrees after a 1 hour AIDA64 stress test. In conclusion, this computer performed really well in multitasking situations, but I found the gaming performance slightly underwhelming with not being able to completely max out settings and still achieve 60 FPS. Only having 3GB of VRAM does play a big part in why I couldn't max out the settings and still achieve consistent frame rates without some stuttering. Unfortunately, SLI doesn't play nice with all games, and some flat out do not utilise it or perform better with it being disabled, especially games that are in alpha or beta stages of production. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing for more PC builds and other content in the future. If you have a suggestion, question or criticism, leave a comment, and thank you very much for watching.